So let's talk about a mistake that can doom an AI project before anyone even writes a single line of code. It's a kind of pre-flight check that honestly far too many teams just skip. And mastering it, well, that can make all the difference. So let me ask you, what do you think is the biggest threat to your AI project? It's so easy to point at things like bugs in the code or maybe bad training data. And look, those are definitely real problems. But the biggest danger, the one that can really sink the ship, is often something way more fundamental. The real issue, it's a failure of context. It's about launching a powerful, complex system without ever fully understanding the world it's about to step into. And this is where even the most technically perfect AI models can go completely disastrously wrong. And this failure of context happens because AI systems, they're never just these isolated pieces of code. As the NIST AI Risk Management Framework points out, they are what we call socio-technical systems. So what does that actually mean in plain English? It means the risk doesn't just come from a technical glitch. It bubbles up from the messy, complicated, and totally unpredictable ways that technology, human behavior, and society all smash into each other. Think about users finding all these wild ways to misuse a system, or how an AI might accidentally cause harm to different groups of people. That's where the real hidden dangers are lurking. Okay, so how on earth do we navigate all this complexity and get our AI ready for the real world? Well, we use a pre-flight checklist. It's a structured process known as the map function, and honestly, it's a complete game changer from that old build it now, fix it later mindset. Now, this map function is the second of four big functions in the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. You've got govern, map, measure, and manage. And while they're all super important, map is the one we're really digging into today because it's the foundational step that happens before you even start building. It's where you literally draw the chart for your entire journey. And the whole point of the MIAP function, it really boils down to this simple but super profound idea from NIST itself. Context is recognized, and risks related to context are identified. In other words, it's all about looking before you leap. But mapping isn't just one single action you take, right? It's actually a process. And we can break it down into a few distinct stages that really guide you from having this big, fuzzy idea to a project that's well-defined and understood. All right, stage one. This is the big one, the foundation for everything else, establishing context. This is all about looking outward, understanding the world your AI is going to live in, and really defining the boundaries of your mission. And to do this right, your team has to sit down and answer some tough questions, and I mean really answer them and write them down. What is this thing actually for? Who is going to use it? And this is absolutely crucial. You have to brainstorm not just the good things it could do, but also the potential negative impacts on people, on society, maybe even on the planet. You have to get all of those assumptions out on the table from day one. So once you've mapped out the world around your AI, it's time to turn inward and get really specific about the AI system itself. Now, you've got to get really technical here. What kind of AI are we even talking about? Is it a classifier, a generative model? You need to document what it can do, its limits, and super importantly, plan for human oversight from the very beginning. How are actual people going to interact with this, check its work, and, if necessary, pull the plug? And of course, you have to weigh the potential upside against the real costs. And we're talking everything. Money, sure, but also the social and operational headaches that could pop up. Okay, so this whole process, it leads you to this incredibly important fork in the road, a kind of off-ramp that, frankly, way too many teams just blow right past. It's where you have to pause and ask a really basic question. Is AI even the right tool for this job? Because here's the thing. The map function forces you to take a hard look at the alternatives. That means seriously comparing your AI-powered idea against a good old-fashioned manual or non-AI method. You have to be brutally honest and ask, given the context, would a simpler process with human judgment be more reliable or maybe just less risky? And sometimes, you know what? The smartest, most responsible move is to just not build the AI. So everything we talked about, establishing the context, understanding the system, even asking if you need AI, it all funnels down to one single massive decision point. This is the final gateway of the whole map process. And that is the formal go, no, go decision. Based on every single thing you've learned and documented, you have to decide if the project should even be commissioned in the first place.
And let's be clear, this isn't just a technical decision. It's a strategic business decision, and it's backed by a deep, deep understanding of the context.
And look, this clearance check, this is the whole payoff. This is what the map function is for. It's designed to give you all the information you need to confidently answer every single one of these questions before you commit a ton of time, money, and people.
Which really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. It's so simple, but the impact is just huge. Map first, build second.
You know, the NIST framework itself puts it perfectly. The map function provides, and I'm quoting here, sufficient contextual knowledge to inform an initial go/no-go decision. The stuff you produce during this phase, it's not just some report that gets filed away in a drawer. It is the absolute foundation for your entire project. It's what separates building AI responsibly from just building it blind. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Every single AI project has a destination, right? A problem it's supposed to solve. The real question is, before you start that long journey, have you actually taken the time to draw the map?